Keller Williams Command brings the agent operating system and the consumer operating system together seamlessly.
Command organized everything for me and put it in one place.
When you have dominion over what you've got at your fingertips, it gives you the opportunity to grow. I was always moving between these different applications,
but none of them talk to one another. And as a result, there's lost clients, which means lost dollars.
A spreadsheet for my finances.
We had 7 or 8 different logins.
A spreadsheet for my showings reports, for my listings, my price adjustments.
It was a big time drain.
Our goal is nothing short of reinventing how people experience real estate through technology and making sure that you're the owner of that technology.
We wanted to build a platform that would connect Keller Williams agents all over the world. This technology was built by agents, directed for agents, and ultimately created to make your lives better.
We really took time with each one of the applets, getting to know how it could help us in our business, and Designs was huge because it eliminated that Canva expense. We templated what is our brand going to be, and now everything is branded, it's succinct, it takes seconds to create new listing, under contract, just closed.
We use the campaigns dashboard a lot. Within the campaigns dashboard, we can send direct mailers out to neighborhoods that we farm. You just choose like an area, or you can say 123 Main Street, we want like 250 mailers to go out for just listed within a 5-mile radius, or you choose a radius. We also use the campaigns dashboard to set up social media ads and pay-per-click ads to not only be in our hyper-local area, but also farm outside to gain more territory.
The way people are shopping for homes has changed. Everything is social, everything is on the phone. So if you can't be on the phone and them have direct access to you as their agent, you're losing. You can tell a real estate agent built this app, and that's what I appreciate. If they find a property within the app and they want to ask about it, it goes directly to you.
It's a really great way of being able to connect with your client if you're using the same platform together, and I can see what they're accessing, what's interesting them, when they're clicking on things, when they're opening things. So it helps me also be more efficient how I'm working with my clients.
With Smart Plans, I'm allowed to set it and forget it. I don't have to worry about clients falling through the cracks.
It keeps track of things that we wouldn't otherwise think of. My clients' home anniversaries, their birthdays, the things that build that feel-good relationship with your clients, it automates. And so it makes those touches so much easier to keep track of and to make happen.
So what's really neat about Opportunities is that it will track that lead and that business through the process, not just track it in terms of steps, but also the math behind it. Every step of the way, as I get closer to a closing, I'm starting to realize those dollars. And as someone that knows pretty much every CRM out there, I've never seen this before.
For me as a team leader, I use the Opportunities dashboard the most, just looking at the numbers and seeing where we are. Conversion rates,
Average commission, we're tracking what our sales price is.
GCI, probable income, potential income, all those things are things that I'm looking at, and then ways to lead generate, ways to get more listings, ways to get more business within the team.
I can make smart business decisions based on where are we going to spend more money, where are we going to cut back, and it's all right there in one spot.
So like Gary said, when you know the right numbers, hitting the mark becomes the entire focus of the team. And so for us, when we want to know our numbers, we look at the reports dashboard to make sure that we're on track.
I could see what's on my agents' dashboards, but then I could also see how they're interacting. I could see where they're winning. I could see where they're not winning, and I could coach specifically to what it is I'm seeing. If I see a number of appointments being set and a number of appointments being held, but no listings being taken, and I have a tool that exposes that deficiency, what should I be coaching or training around?
Command has simplified our lives on the back end of running a team with a lot of moving parts and pieces and human capital. It's allowed us to go to one place to get the answers that we're looking for in almost every single facet of our business.
The cost per lead is ridiculously low. If I was spending $3,000 before, I can spend like $150 or $200 now. It's been like 95 cents a lead on Command.
One of our CRMs, we were paying as much as $2,000 a month.
I could take the money I was spending on a CRM and I could support another family by hiring somebody full-time into our organization.
We were able to cut our expenses by 50%. So moving to Command was just like a no-brainer. We can save money if we go to a free platform versus paying for one or two, right?
We
we've leveraged the technology within Command and allowed for that to enhance our business.
From A to pay, it just simplified everything.
You could tell that this was made for agents by agents.
What Keller Williams Command does better than any other system out there is it keeps you relevant and it keeps you right in the middle of the transaction, and it doesn't let any detail slip by.
Real estate is about helping people with one of the most fundamental aspects of their lives, home. And you are the expert they turn to. And not just when someone buys or sells, but before, after, and all the little spaces in between. So it can be frustrating when you don't have the time or technology to know when someone needs your help. And when you miss that opportunity, it creates a gap that someone or something else can step into. So let's close that gap and give you the time and technology you need to build high-quality relationships with more people. Let's join forces and demand our technology not replace us, but help us be more human, more present, more everything. Let's take Command. Built exclusively by and for Keller Williams agents, Command is your do-it-all, do-it-quickly, people-centric, less stress, more time, end-to-end platform to grow your relationships, your pipeline, and your market share. Whew! Luckily, using it is a lot easier than explaining everything it does, but let's give it a try. Organize, customize, and sync all your contacts. Group them however you want. Know exactly who to reach out to, when, and about the things they really care about. Send personalized neighborhood-centric just-in-time marketing materials in a snap. Have more conversations, build more relationships, earn more business. Say, "Hey Kelly," and escape from your desk in the office. Add a new contact, log notes, and sync everything while on the go. Seamlessly and transparently source, send, and manage referrals through one of the world's largest and most profitable referral networks. Deploy an ROI-maximized ad campaign across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in like 30 seconds. Integrate the systems and tools you already use every day. Automate paperwork and background tasks. Access real-time revenue projections, end-to-end ROI insights, and goal tracking to get a bird's eye view of your business. Have more conversations, build more relationships, earn more business. Command empowers you to be a better agent by giving you more time, more value, and more freedom. And best of all, it ensures you and your relationship with your clients remain at the heart of real estate, where you belong.
We don't get it right all the time. Nobody does. Sometimes we fail, but we fail forward. A couple years ago, we started reworking the Command app. We discovered that we had real AI all along. Agent intelligence. You told us what we did wrong, so we could work to make it right. And the only way to truly get it wrong is to give up. But we didn't give up. We hired the best to make the best. We kept building for you. We broke it down, we beefed it up. We went mobile, baby. And now that it's ready, we're not finished. Let our competitors say pencils down. It's not just about where we are, it's about where we're going. And we'll keep building the platform to go anywhere that you want to go. More time, more education, more contacts, more connections, more insights, more integrations, more on the go. More simple, more success, more results, more referrals. More leads, more listings, more leverage, more wealth. More human, more often. More MREA. We wrote the book on real estate, and now we've built the tech. A bigger and better network, so you could build yours. We transformed the technology from worry to works, from From bugs to business, from doubt to double down. This is where she who controls the lead controls the industry. Take control of your database. Take control of your leads. Take control of your money. Take back control and take command. This is now an app with a fiduciary interest. An app that makes your fight personal. This is an intuitive real estate machine that learns, corrects, improves, anticipates, just like entrepreneurs. Built for agents, by agents. This is pure Keller Williams, made not just to keep up with you, but make you faster. Take ground, take command. This is the place, and this is the technology, built for entrepreneurs to thrive. We did more than make it right. We made it us. Onward.
Whether you're a leader or agent, KW Command enables you to manage and grow your business through one powerful integrated platform.
A typical agent spends more than 60% of their time away from their desk. That means you have to be able to take your business wherever you go. The Command app makes it possible. When you are on the go, everything you need is right there on your phone.
You can access and manage your contacts, respond to new leads, prioritize daily tasks, and manage your opportunities, all within the Command app. Tasks are the backbone of your day. Within the Command app, you can easily add and manage tasks, then see a clear snapshot of what needs to get done when.
So your to-do list is always up to date and prioritized.
The Command app makes tracking contacts and leads easy. With built-in integrations for texting and calling, including Twilio and WhatsApp, you can effortlessly log a call or text, then instantly view it on your contact's timeline.
There is a reason Command Mobile has a 4.8 out of 5 rating in the App Store.
The Command app makes it easy to build, foster, and maintain relationships with your sphere of influence. You can assign a lead to a smart plan, add tags, and create notes, so you'll always remember what's important to your clients. You can manage your opportunities and always keep your pipeline updated. In-app and push notifications ensure you won't miss out on anything important.
Plus, the app makes it easy to manage read and unread notifications and to set reminders.
You'll always be in the know and ready for action whenever and wherever you get new info, like seeing who's requested a tour or who's inquiring about a property. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive.
With the Command app, everything you need is at your fingertips.
Command was created to help entrepreneurs like you thrive. Whether you're a market center leader or agent, KW Command enables you to run and grow your business through one powerful and integrated platform. We built Command around Gary's proven laws of lead generation. Build a database, feed it daily, and communicate with it systematically. It's all about being more human, more often, with more people. We want you to thrive in this market and capture your unfair share of every market. That's why we help you generate more leads for less. Using Command, you can upload your contacts and start a high-impact marketing campaign without spending a dime. You can run targeted ads across media channels, including Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, with just one login. In Command, you can create one-off listing campaigns or always-on recruitment programs with push-button ease. No marketing expertise required. You'll do in 9 minutes what used to take 9 hours. And at less than $3 a lead, you'll pay a fraction of what everyone else in the industry is paying. Save time, save money. Sold. Like we said, we're serious about helping you thrive. For streamlined lead gen, it's all right there. Friends, it's time for you to take command. Jason Abrams here. Everyone knows that I love to talk. It's a gift, but I also love to listen. We're having conversations with the best and the busiest. The biggest personalities making the biggest impact. The craziest and the coolest. It's about passion, strategy, and above all, it's about real, tangible success. This is the Millionaire Real Estate Agent Podcast, available anywhere you get your podcasts.
you very much. We appreciate all the efforts. I know it's been flooded in the other areas, but still you're here to join us. However, we will guarantee that your time here will not be wasted.
The world is changing globally in terms of the real estate landscape. So
I think we can all agree that change has happened in countries and many industries, and usually the way that change happens is by leadership. Someone has a vision for things to be done a different way and to lead. Really, the mindsets of Keller Williams, I think, is what that leadership demonstrates, and then the agents are then able to model and follow.
The world wants to complicate everything, including our industry. But what I love that you really clarify for me is that this business is ultimately pretty simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. But if we put a person, a tool, or a system in place in our lead generation, person or tool or a system, or even all three in our lead follow-up, so it's systematic and it's always happening, then the ironic thing is that the service of your actual clients goes up. And then you know the business is coming because that's the engine.
In the past, I wasn't really purposeful much. I actually perform or do on a daily basis. But now, since I'm more purposeful, I know at what point be able to hit capper status.
So basically, you are now running a predictive business model.
Yes, that's correct.
Finding a real estate company that could back you up, it will be the most important decision that you would ever make in your entire life.
You don't feel that emotion, you don't feel that inspiration. It's not only that you feed your mind, but then after you finish that conference, you so fed your soul.
Leader is hard. This is what I learned. How can you help? It's not to get angry, it's not get emotion. It's just like you know your own mission and you know your goal. And we are just together equally to make it happen.
Everyone, good morning. Good morning. If you can hear me, please press 1 on the chat box. If you can hear me, please press 1 on the chat box. Okay, just to make sure that everyone can hear me well. Oh, Andy, you look sharp, man.
Good morning. Good morning.
Why you dress up so nicely today? Why you make me feel underdressed?
No, I just have another meeting afterwards.
Right.
And it's a very rainy Monday here. It's been raining for the past 4 days.
Right. Is there any flooding there?
Yes, a lot of areas are flooding.
Okay. So I hope everyone stays safe. I hope everyone gets home okay and just weather through this storm. Because I know in Hong Kong there's a huge typhoon warning going on. I'm not sure how is it in Manila. Is there any warning of typhoon, anything like that?
There's been a warning since the past 3 days, low pressure area. That's the reason why I had to cancel the open house yesterday.
Right.
And oh, by the way, can we offer 1 minute of silence for a short prayer for the father of Steve?
Yes. So just for everyone's information, for those who have not known, our CEO or president of our company, Mr. Steve Chen, had some bad news. I think on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, last week Thursday, his dad in Taiwan unfortunately had a accident and I think unfortunately passed away tragically. And the family rushed over on Thursday and Friday to kind of be with the family there. So I wanted to just and thank you, Andy, for reminding me also. I wanted to do the and I forgot. So I wanted everyone, if you all could we'll just take the next 1 minute of silence in respect of Steve's loss of his father, and also maybe in your own way, in your own faith, in your own belief, say a word of prayer for the family that they all would be, as they are mourning today, right, or this season of mourning, that somehow the Spirit of God will be with them and they will be comforted, right? So let's just take that 1 minute of silence right now. Thank you so much for your participation in giving the sign of respect for Steve's late father that just passed away tragically on Thursday last week. If you can, send them a note of condolences, send them a note of support, send them a note of love. Let them know that you are with them, because they have it's a very sudden death, so it's tragic, right? And I think when people go through sudden death, it's one of those things that we all don't want to happen for ourselves as well. So if you could send them a message of encouragement, send them a message to see how we can support them and help them, right? I think the family will appreciate it, especially to Ming and Steve. So if you can do that today, make that as your first priority, to do that, to send it to them, okay? Okay, let's go back to our main topic, Andy.
Yes. Okay. This is something that is very, very, very important. Why? Because a lot of people now are spending a lot of money in lead generation. Oh, I'm spending this much and this much. I'm consulting with this one. But then it ends up zero. I mean, and they get a lot of inquiries, but then no conversion. Right. No conversion. So it's a waste of money. You prepared for the lead gen, you prepared your materials, but you did not prepare yourself to answer those questions. Right. And this is why I think we're going to learn the importance of scripts. Okay. Script does not mean you just have to read it verbatim. Some right. Maybe, but then the important thing there is to make it your own. Make their own.
Right. Right.
Okay, so that is what we're going to learn in the next 50 minutes.
Right.
So pay attention. Don't leave your seats. Take notes and just listen attentively.
Right. Let's go. I'm going to quickly share my screen, and you all can see my screen. So the idea of lead conversion. This is exactly what you call that? Andy just said just now, right? The idea of lead conversion is that we are able to take the lead and move the lead forward, right? Now, before we start, I wanted to just get everyone to reset the way you think about leads. So I want you to stop the mindset or stop thinking that every time I get a lead, I'm expecting someone to buy today. So you got to stop that behavior and stop that mindset. Right? Because the challenge I see most people is that they want to find someone that can buy today agree on the price today, happy to pay the money today, have no problem with their loan financing or anything today. So you got to stop that mindset. We are not selling a fast-moving consumer good. We are not selling pizza. We are not selling things that people can make decisions easily. We're not selling things that people have access to finance easily, right? So you got to stop thinking that whatever leads you get, you're looking for someone that wants to buy now. Or whoever doesn't buy now, those are not good leads. That's poor thinking as an agent, real estate salesperson. That way, if you think that way, you are thinking poorly about the leads that you have. That's why lead generation become expensive to most people, is because they were looking for someone that wants to buy now today with high intention. And that's not going to happen in any market. It's not going to happen that way, because in reality, people who buy real estate goes through a process. They go through a journey. And today we're going to talk a little bit about that journey. So that's why I want us to correct our mindset. I want us to think very differently, that lead generation doesn't mean you're going to find the right buyers that need to buy today. There is no technology on this planet that can tell you who are the buyers that are willing to buy this particular property at this price now. Nobody can tell that, right? No, not even that person's spouse can't tell that, right? So it's all about us going through a journey. If you don't go through a journey with someone in them wanting to buy something, you are not doing your job. I repeat, if you are not going through on a journey with your clients before they buy something, you are not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Okay, so let's go through this today and talk about what we're going to do. So we're going to learn about lead conversion. We're going to learn how to get to know them. We're going to think about some tips to get appointment and how you're going to get most from the internet inquiries, consultation, classifying your list and putting all together. So this is something that we can learn throughout these 50 minutes. I hope I can go through as much as I can. And I want you all to ask questions and also give your ahas during the whole conversation today, okay? So let's go. So what is lead conversion? So lead conversion is people ready and willing to do business now. Now, what does now means? Now means within the next 30, 60, 90 days. That's the standard. Like, you got to understand, people that are willing to buy something now in real estate is talking about next 30, 60, 90 days. Right? It's not, I want to buy today, I'll make a decision today. That it doesn't work that way, right? These are the people that you have already qualified, that they have told you, I am willing to buy within the next 30, 60, 90 days. That is why it is so important to ask questions in the pre-qualification conversation. Now, let me qualify this. Pre-qualifying doesn't mean you're looking for people that want to buy now. It's understanding where they are. The idea of pre-qualifying is to understand which stage are they in, how long do they need, what's the problem that's stopping them. That's pre-qualification. Because in reality, all leads that come to you likely are good leads, just that they're not ready, or they have mismatched expectation, or they are not sure what expectation they have. That's why the journey is very important. Right? So these are the people that are willing to do able business for you right now. You give them top priority. They get your face-to-face time. You enter them in your database. This is the leads. These are people that has some intention. And whether are they high intention or low intention, that's something that you've got to determine, right? And everyone else are someone that may do business with you sometime in the future. These are the people that haven't responded to you. Did not respond to you when you generate the lead on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever. They just put their name in the form, but they didn't respond to you. Those are the people that may do business with you sometime in the future. So you put them in a database and you follow up. So you got to understand who are the priorities, right? And you got to also understand that you need to have a system for everyone else to make sure that you don't miss out. Because I could be a brain surgeon, and I saw your Facebook during my 5-10 minutes break for lunch. I click on it. Then I went into my brain surgery. I forgot about it. And then every day I've got multiple surgeries. Now, does it mean I'm a serious buyer or not a serious buyer? because the nature of my work stops me from responding to you. And you can imagine if I go into surgery for 5-10 hours a day, I have thousands of messages coming to me. Who do I respond to, right? So you got to understand there are people that just can't respond, not because they're not serious, because they cannot respond because of the nature of their work. You got to understand that, right? If you send me a message, if I don't know you, I don't respond immediately. I respond much later. Or I respond after you try to talk to me for 3 times. Then maybe I'll respond to you, right? So you got to understand the dynamics of how people behave and think on a daily basis, right? So leads are really willing and able to do business now. They're your top priority. You got to get your face-to-face time with them, enter them in your database. Now, this is the conversion points, right? An inquiry comes in. I launch an inquiry on Facebook. I launch an inquiry on Lamudi, or I send you an email, or I send you a link on your Google Ads. The lead comes in. Your goal, number one goal, is to get an appointment. That's it. When you have conversations with them, the inquiry will turn to a lead. It'll be a two-way contact, right? You're trying to get two-way conversation. Once you hit that two-way conversation, your goal is to try to understand what they want. And these are the 3 classic questions I always train everyone to ask. And I'm not going to change this script. Now, if you're looking for some script to start this conversation, some of you have heard this many, many times. Some of you may not have heard it because you may be new for the first time. Let's just do a poll here. Is this your first time going through a Power Monday? If it's the first time coming to our event on Power Monday, please press 5. First time. If you have came before, please press 3. For those who are listening, if you have been before to our event on Power Monday every Monday, please press 3. If your first time, please press 5. Many 3s here. What happened to the rest? All right. 3, but not every Monday. Okay, thank you for being clear. Right. 5. Some of you are 5. Okay, you got a couple of 5s here. Awesome. So let me tell you this script here. Whenever you receive an inquiry, 3 first questions you must ask them. Number 1, you got to write this down if you haven't heard this before. Why are you looking to buy something? Why are you looking to sell something? Same for the seller, same for the buyer. Why are you looking to buy something? What's the motivation? This is the other question. What's the motivation that led you to inquire? That's a good script. Right. Second question. How soon must you be looking at buying something? How soon? Are you looking at buying something within the next 30, 60, 90 days or more? Now, I argue if the guy is within the 30, 60, 90 days, he's a high intention buyer. If he's doing anything above that, maybe mid to low intention, right? Maybe because there are certain things that he's not ready. Third question, what would be the potential things that will be stopping you from buying? What are some of the roadblocks that you are facing right now? Find out. Oh, I need to sell my house first before I can buy this house. Oh, I need to get my increment, my pay next year before I can buy. Oh, I need to clear my debt on this particular loan before I can buy. Whatever the reason is, you're going to find out what's stopping them from buying. 3 key questions in my whole experience of 21 years in the real estate industry, many people don't ask. Many people don't ask. In fact, I would say 90% of the people that I know don't ask this question. Because we are too busy selling, we forgot to understand what they need before we sell. Does that make sense? So you got to ask those 3 questions in that lead that will lead to that appointment. The lead and appointment time is the most crucial time of the whole journey of a real estate process. If you are in this business long enough, agreement, contract, and closing is the easiest thing. I mean, you negotiate stuff, that one just have to negotiate it. It's a separate game, but that normally can be resolved most of the time. But the most critical one is the lead and the appointment, the following up time. Those are the ones that are critical. And this is where, if we don't handle it correctly, we cannot move forward. A lot of times we try to sell and move forward, but we actually don't really know what they want, or what's their challenge. Does that make sense? So you're going to find what's stopping them and how soon will they commit. You need to understand that dynamic very well. You need to understand that where they are right now very well. That's why a good real estate agent, a good real estate professional is very good at asking good questions and trying their very best to understand where this person is. That's your goal. Sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just having a conversation, right? So get to know your needs. So treat people the way they want to be treated. Now, psychologically, socially, most people have they fall into either 4 key behavioral styles, and we call this the DISC model. Now, you have time today, go take a test. Take a test called the DISC profile test. You can Google on the internet, it's free, and you can take the test. So this profile test, what it does is it helps to understand what kind of person you are. So there are basically 4 key kind of behaviors, and all of us normally have one dominant behavior. So, for example, dominance. D means you are a very dominant person. You are a very straight to the point, don't waste my time person. You are the guy that calls the shots for everything, right? So, for example, a good D normally is a good CEO. Right now, having said that, the general population, based on census, only 8% of global population are high Ds. Because you have more than that, all of us will be having World War 3, 4, 5. All of us will be fighting because we want our way, right? So the dominant style. So when you are dealing with a dominant client, you better be straight to the point. So they appreciate asking questions faster, more direct. They don't want to waste time because they are doing so many other things moving forward, right? So the dominant style is something that you're going to be very straightforward, direct. Tell me key things. Don't tell me a long story. Tell me a short story. I want to know concise. I want to know information to be accurate. If you are good, then we are good to go. So that's how you talk to a D, right? Now, the next one is the S. S is what? Next one is the I. I'm sorry. Let's talk about I first. Influencer. And I is a person that likes to talk a lot. Right. So if you met my friend in our KW Manila Bay, what do you call that? Office. There's this Malaysian guy that I have there by the name of Charles Lee. He's a super high I. You can sit to him and talk to him non-stop. He can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk non-stop. Why? Because he likes to have conversation. He is able to go out there. He's a high extrovert, right? He likes to go out there. So the high I's are normally people that dress very well. They like to have conversation. They like to go to all kinds of parties. They like to talk. They like to have good conversation. And they like to talk about everything. So, for example, if I'm talking about this property and he will start talking about the story, oh my God, my father saw this yesterday, my friend saw this yesterday. Oh, yes, that's the one I want. He'll start telling you all the stories that's not relevant to that particular thing, the subject matter, right? So there's the highly influenced people. They like to talk. Now, these are the people who you should be very friendly with because, guess what? They are the people that give you the most referrals. Because they talk to so many people, they're the best people to work with for referrals. Now, that's the high I people. Next one is steadiness. These are the steady people. They're very neutral. Majority of people are S. They don't make decisions fast enough. They don't make decisions overnight. And that's the majority of the people. And in reality, if you have an S, you just got to be journeying with them and understanding what they need. Right? So the steadiness is a more general, very steady, don't make hard decision immediately. The C, the compliance, the compliance people are the ones who are accountants and lawyers, doctors. They are the people that they need 1,001 facts before they make decisions. They are the people that requires you to be very clear, transparent, and accurate. The minute you are not accurate, potentially, I don't trust you anymore. Now, so sometimes you see, have you ever met a buyer before that are so many questions? And the questions sometimes not relevant, but they just want to know. How many of you have met a buyer that asks so many questions, A to Z? And sometimes you get beyond A to Z. Yeah, and they say yes. Right? Why? Because they are a highly compliant person. And when they are compliant, it's just the way they make. So once you understand the behavioral styles of people, you get to understand where they are. And you can really pick it up when you first have the first conversation. The guy that talks a lot and asks and tells you every story about himself and can spend on the phone and talk for a long time, that guy is the high I. A guy straightforward, I'm looking for this property, when can I see it? They know what they want. So you better ask them what they want and give them what they want, then they will take what they want. Those are 8%. Those are the minorities. Steadiness are the people who are neutral. They don't make hard decisions. You really got to understand what's their moving point, what's their hot button. The compliance guy is they need to do analysis. High C people need to see multiple properties before making a decision. If you only show them 3, they're not going to make a decision. You're going to ask them, what would I be able to show you 20 options right now so that it will better help you make your decisions better? So the high C would like that. They like to go and see that to make sure that they are not missing out. Okay, I'm going to pause here for a while. Anything on the add, Andy?
Yeah, not add, but then more on, of course, there are hacks. There are hacks for you to, because it's quite difficult to identify a person on what their behavior styles are just in a few minutes, right? But unlike, let's say, the NLP, if they are visuals, auditory, kinesthetics, there are hacks like if you ask 1 or 2 questions, you can already have an idea of what their favorite senses are. Now, in terms of behavioral lifestyles, are there hacks that you can do in 1 or 2 questions to identify or have a hint of what kind of behavior they have so that you can adjust your script to the type of person you're talking to?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you just, for example, you just ask questions like specific questions, right? Why are you buying? Looking for the answer. If the guy tell you, oh, I'm not sure, I'm just looking around, I'm seeing how it goes, that's a steady guy. A dominant guy is, okay, I'm looking now because I need to buy this. He's very straight to the point. And high influence person, or those who are high eyes, they'll tell you they'll tell you a grandmother story. They'll tell you, oh, the other day I was walking, my friend saw this, and my friend see this, and my friend told me, and call you, oh my God, I saw you this. That's the kind of conversation that you have, the high eye. The compliance person would be someone that very sharp. He wants to know. I want to find out about this. I want to know about this. Tell me more about this. Can you send me a packet of information? Can you send me all these things? So that's the compliance guy. Right? So, and it's true. Okay. Sometimes in our first conversation, we can't understand them. That is why it's so important to meet them. Because you get that visual understanding better when you meet that person. Then you can see that behavior stand up. Because on a phone call, it may not be able to showcase their behavior so easily. Right? That's just the thing. Yeah.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'd like to remind everyone, you see, I think among all the sessions, the Power Monday sessions, this is one of the most interesting and most useful in our business. So you can tell your friends about it now. Just go on and share the link.
Yeah, like and share share on your Facebook as well. So this is where we need to build that skill. Now, just to answer your question, Mandy, again, if you do this fast long enough, you will get it. And the most important thing is you must first know yourself. When you understand which behavior styles you are, then you probably can understand others better. I'm just saying. And let me clarify. There is no which one is better than which one. It's not like that. It's the same. It's just the way we are built and made. It's just the way we are built and made, either genetically or the way we are influenced by the way we are upbringing, right? So that's how we begin to have this behavioral style. And some of it does change eventually. Right? Let's ask them what they do for their job. You will know. If you guys is an accountant, likely it's a high C. That's another way. If the guy's a CEO, that definitely is a high D, right? If this guy's a PR person, I mean, marketing, definitely he could be an influence, right? So it's something that you need to just ask those questions to kind of think. But I hope today, after this session, you are able to think through, right, the people that you have met before, and you start analyzing, oh, yeah, maybe that's why he behaved that way. Because sometimes we get too personal with the way people respond to us. Why is it so difficult? Actually, he's not being difficult. That's just his behavior.
Yeah.
Just his behavior, right? Because if you live with my wife is a high C, super high C. And she's definitely OCD. She's not here, that's why I can say that, right? She's OCD, right? I see. Yeah. So if I finish eating on the dining table, and I didn't wipe it 100% in a few, like if there's one dot of something inside there, it really irritates her to the core. Like it's a lecture from her immediately, right? So or when we wash our plates, you gotta make sure that even the sponge is clean. There's no water sign. It's very, 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 very detailed. So me and my son say, if we can eat, we just use paper plates and throw it away. Maybe we don't have to have so much problem, right? So that's the conversation I have with my son to try to minimize our lecture time, right? Right. So those are the things for the high C. You gotta understand. It helps you understand your people better. And she's not difficult. It's not that she's difficult. She's a terrible person. It's not. It's because that's her behavioral style. If you understand that, then you just accept it, right? And then know that these people are not trying to be difficult with you. Many times I see agents are just too personal about everyone. That's something you need to stop thinking about and start understanding where they are. Okay, let's go. So the goal, when you hit that note and you understand where they are and who they are, the communication with that person is more meaningful now because you can strategize. If this person is a high C, for example, you are able to provide a lot of data, sheets, and facts given to them. If this guy is a high D, then you start thinking, let's be straightforward. Let's tell me, Mr. Lee, what are the 10 things that is so important to you? List it down. This is a script I will teach you all. List me 10 things that are something that you really want in the property. Okay, list it down 10 things. Okay, guy. Okay, Mr. Lee, you agree that this is the perfect property and it's very hard to find. You probably say yes. Great. What is the 4 things that is non-negotiable? List that 4 things down. Great. Now, with these 4 things and the hope of getting the rest, I will arrange a couple of appointments for you to see some of these properties. Would that be okay? He'll say, yes, let's go. So that's the high D person's conversation. Right? That's the high D person conversation. So when you communicate this way, the lead conversion from a lead to an appointment becomes more effective. Versus when you want to see, you go silent. Are you ready to watch the property? There is no value at all. You are not interested to help them at all by doing that. So when you ask those questions in the early conversations on the phone or WhatsApp, and please, for the sake of your business, I cannot emphasize anymore, for the sake of your business, please make that phone call. Don't Viber, don't WhatsApp. If you can, for the sake of your business, make a phone call. Have a conversation. If you can do it on Zoom, even better. Why? Because that's when you understand better. Because the problem with chats or WhatsApp is that you don't know what's the emotion behind. You don't know what's the real meaning behind. So when you have the phone conversation, and chats are good when you get to know this person very well, then you sort of understand why is he saying that way. But if you don't know that person, please go and have a conversation. You can't date your girlfriend or your boyfriend via chat alone. That's not called dating. That's something else. You gotta have that relationship, make that phone call, have that connection, right? Communicate with them so that whatever he's doing is a meaningful conversation, right? Build rapport. Now, tips of getting the appointment. Number 1, you must ask for an appointment. Irrelevant whether this person ready to buy or not, ask for an appointment. What is then an appointment? Now, in today's world, with technology and the digital landscape, an appointment can be a Zoom call. You know what, Mr. Lee? Can I just have a call on Zoom with you for 15 minutes sometime today, just so that I can ask you some questions and we can go through certain things before we spend some time looking at some properties, because I know in Manila is so jammed. I just want to make sure that you are not wasting your time. so that I can give you the best experience you can and help you the best I can by understanding you better. That's the appointment you all need to get first. Get that appointment first, so that you have a chance to demonstrate that you are an expert in the market and you can display your confidence of your ability. And when you have a ready list of questions to ask them, you listen. That's important, guys. You ask for that appointment, online or physical, to understand where they are from, where they are coming right now. Now, if the guy insists, I want to see the property, sure. You know what, Mr. Lee, I can show you the property, no problem. But would you mind taking 20 minutes with me after looking at the property just to go through some questions? You have to go through the consult. Why is that important? Because when you do it that way, you are showing that you are interested and you're professional. Now, some people argue with me, no, but John, the market doesn't do it that way. A lot of people don't do it. If just because a lot of people don't do it doesn't make it right. Right, that's correct, Andy. You are absolutely right. They're afraid to do number one because they don't yet know how to do number 2, 3, 4, 5. You're absolutely right. And today, ChatGPT is such a powerful tool. It's such a powerful tool. I don't know if all of you are aware, all Keller Williams agent in the system today, if you log into your your Google account, all of you have free access to Gemini ChatGPT, the Gemini AI. I just did a report the other day of what is the market value or what is the market report of BGC. I just did that. And I sent it to my wife. I said, wow, you are an expert in Philippines now. I said, no, I'm expert in using ChatGPT or using Gemini to give me, Gemini Pro to give me the results, right? And maybe one of these days I will show you how to do it because it's so simple, it's so easy. I can create a report on Gemini Pro right now and ask for what is the market condition or market trend in the BGC area. It will just pop up as a file, right? So that's the power of AI. You have AI right now at the fingertips and you can be able to do that. Now, before that, it was difficult, right? So ask that question, very important, so that you are seen as an expert in your market and be confident of your ability. If you cannot get an appointment, guys, there is no business for you. I'm so sorry to tell you that. Nothing's going to happen. Like you don't ask the girl out for the date, nothing's going to happen. You're hoping the girl will just become your wife without going on a date? That's really insane, man. Like Andy, how many times you have to ask your wife before she can she go on a date with you?
What happened before once?
Yeah. So you ask her for a date, right? Right. Or she asked you out for a date, or you asked her out for a date.
Of course I did.
You did, right? So you're gonna ask her for a date. You're not going to just hope that she will come to you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and even you show up in the appointment in the group setting, you're hoping that she'll call you, right? It's not gonna work. So same thing as real estate. It's the same thing. So I always like to tell people, use dating techniques to do your real estate business. You should do well. You should do well, right? Coming from contribution. Think about how you can help them. Number 7, begin with the end in mind. So visualize in the next 60, 90 days, they will be able to achieve their goal of achieving their purchase. So I would like to ask them all this time. Sometimes I ask my clients, Mr. Lee, if you ever bought a property and you feel good about it, and you manage to find that property that you like, what are some of the experiences that you would like to have in the process of finding that property? You got to understand what they want, right? Seek agreement. Sometimes you ask them for agreements, right? To agree with you, or you ask them to come to some sort of an agreement fast. Respond quickly. A lot of us don't respond fast. It's fast enough. Like, man, back then, my wife always tell me when I was in sales, my wife always tell me, I'm more interested in my client than her. And she was correct. At that point in time, not now, at that point in time. I respond faster on a WhatsApp to the messages to my client than my wife. Now, that's not necessarily a good thing. I'm not advocating that. But what I'm saying is that the response time is very important. Like, you don't leave things hanging. Don't leave things hanging. Number 1, communicate in person. Speak to that person directly. Don't go through third parties. These are ways that you can get appointments. So, for example, is the wife registered and say, "Oh, my husband was the one that was interested. Great. Can I have his number right now so that I can call him right now?" So the goal of getting the appointment is so that you can move forward the progress, right? Right. Getting most. Now, let's talk about internet inquiries. This is probably interesting. Most people say internet inquiries aren't any good. Now, internet inquiries are not worse than traditional inquiries. They're just different. It is just a different ball game because the internet is full of so many people that come with different expectations and different goals. So you can't expect them to be the same as someone to say that I'm interested to buy now, which is a referral from your friends or client. These are different. So you've got to understand that they are different, right? So if you want to look at internet inquiries, your email response is important. Send them videos. Today, sending videos to them shows that you are someone legit. Now, what's a video? You know what? ChatGPT or Gemini Pro today, the tool that we all have as Keller Williams agent, can create 8 seconds video. Just like that. In 5 seconds. In 10 seconds, they can create a video. In 10 seconds, they can create an email response. So with the Gemini Pro tool that we all have in our Google Suite accounts, you can create a lot of stuff. Of course, you run smart plans, you send them information, send them YouTube links. These are the things that you can do. Systematic marketing plans. These are things that you can do in working towards getting your internet inquiries being followed through properly, right? So that's important. Right. Let's talk about consultation and pre-qualification. This is when you gather pertinent information prior to your face-to-face consultation with the sellers and buyers. You got to understand the 3 questions first. Those 3 questions is what we want to do. You got to ask questions, a lot of questions. And simple questions today I want to run through you all is, what's the 10 things that is important to you? And what's the 4 that is non-negotiable? Ask that question. And what the 10 things will look like? Oh, size, price, location, some teams in the unit, renovated, not renovated, old, new, I don't know, big rooms, small rooms, right? Big kitchen, small kitchen. So whatever it is, you need to list it down so that you can understand what they are looking for. The minute you start showing them stuff of what they are looking for, you now seem to be the person that is interested in helping them. I once have an agent, I once have a client many years ago, and they were new in Malaysia. They were foreigners from UK, and they wanted some specific stuff, right? And I remember the wife told me, John, you are really listening to us because you are showing the things that we like. Doesn't mean we buy, but we like. Right? So it's important. And sometimes I show them something over the price because I told them, if you want something like this, that price might change. But I want to show you that what's available. So I don't limit their budget. I give them a room so that they may want to extend their budget a little bit because this is what they really want. And all of us do that, guys. All of us has this low budget. But suddenly when you saw something we like, we increase our budget. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we go to the cars, especially, guys, the car salesmen, they're sneaky people. They will show you the full spec ones and they show you the crap spec ones. Same car, but different specs. 30,000, 40,000 more expensive. And suddenly you realize that you can't live without the bigger specs. Correct? You can't live without the better. Absolutely, yes. Right? So we do adjust our budget to get what we want. So do we go through that process? That's where I think a lot of us fail because we just stick to the budget, right? Then you always stick to these things that happen. Look, I want to show you these houses, but it's slightly over the budget. Why don't you just come take a look? Just come take a look. Once they see it, right, wow, they fall in love with it. And that's when you have an opportunity to say, would you want to do something about increasing that budget so that you can really get what you want? Simple as that, right? So these are the things that you all could think about doing. Giving them the experience first so that when they have experienced it, they want it. Sometimes you talk so much about what the property is, but it's very hard to visualize. It's very hard to feel it until I get there and sit down and experience it and look at it and I realize, oh man, this is what I want. Because remember, a home is always emotional. It's always an emotion thought. Any thoughts about that, Andy?
Yeah, true. I think not just a home, but all sales are emotional. That's the reason why in closing, what we usually try to do is that, especially if you're selling something like leisure or something luxurious, you try to excite them. You see, the presentation is not meant to give information, but to excite them. And then you elevate, you arouse the level of emotion beyond logic. Then they get all crazy, right?
Right.
So it's when sometimes, okay, it's not within their budget, but that does not mean that they cannot afford.
That's correct.
That's those two things.
That's correct.
Sometimes they just allocated this much, but you know that they can afford some more if they like it. So your presentation should excite them to the level disregarding logic.
Right. And they use logic to justify the emotional decision.
Correct.
They will use logic to do that.
Correct.
But they can't do that until, like what you say, you arouse them. You bring them to a place where you are able to simulate the arousal and they're able to experience it. Once they experience it, okay, then the enrollment of wanting it is becoming much more easier. It's so much easier, right? So common buyer questions, answers, and objections and barriers. I'm not sure whether you have time to do that. That's why we have show units model so that our client can imagine the basic units with like if they want us to run it someday. Not all are imaginary. Exactly, that's the right point. That is, not everyone understand how it looked like without you going through the process with them and giving them the experience. So the question is, you should ask yourself, what sort of experience are you willing to give to your clients? What sort of experience? You know, when I show a property in a particular location last time, maybe the same condo block, and they call me always from the ads where I'm advertising the cheapest unit in the condo. But I always show them the most expensive one and the cheapest one and everything else in between. Why is that? Because I want them to experience what it means by paying more money, paying okay money, and paying the less money. You need to understand that. Once they experience that, and I see so many agents, they are so stingy with their time. When I mean stingy is they are so stingy to show people things because they think that they are not serious, no need to show. That's just not it. Every time when I show someone a very beautiful house, I love to show beautiful houses that's overpriced. Why? Because I tell you why their overpriced is beautiful, and everybody talks about it, and then they go talk to their friends. The friends can see you start building networks, you start building more referrals because everybody loves to see a beautiful house. I once have a house where the kitchen was worth about 30% of the house price. So that will be the kitchen will be. I'm trying to look at pesos right now. The kitchen price was about 10 million pesos. The property was about 60 or 50 million pesos, but the kitchen value was 10 million pesos. I put an ad out and said, probably the most expensive kitchen in this block of condo. Everybody came and see. It was an attraction. Everybody come and see. Because why? They want to have a good experience to look at what looked like a 1 million or 10 million peso kitchen. How would that look like in a condominium of about 150 square meters, right? So that's where you need to understand how do you create that experience. Now, answering objections and barriers, you need to answer some objections. For example, why is the management fee so high? Look, guys, it's okay. It's important to be transparent about what are the fees that is necessary for clients to pay. A lot of times people don't tell them that I have so many feedbacks from Philippines that a lot of clients or buyers that bought the property wasn't told about their management fees, wasn't told about their taxation that they're required to pay. So you got to explain all these things and handle those objections upfront, not later. Because if you upfront handle all the objections and barriers, moving forward will be easier. It's easier to handle it upfront because why? I'm still in the exploration process. I'm still not sure what I want, but I get to understand all this and handle those objections. So when I get to the place that I like I will just buy because I like it and I'm aware of what's my challenge, what's other things that I may not like, but the property makes more sense for me to buy. I'm okay to buy with the problems that I have with it. So you need to put the objections and barriers up front and handle them up front. A lot of times you have to handle the objection later. Oh, let's bit later. Sign the contract first, then see how. That's something that we don't want to do, right? I wouldn't encourage you to do, right? So classify your leads, right? Determine how quickly you need to hold a consultation. Decide how much you want to cover in your consultation. Once you know what kind of person they are and what they want, decide what sort of conversation you will have. How do you cover that conversation as a consultant, and determine what to do for follow-up. Yeah, and you can choose, right? You can always choose that to eliminate prospects who are not good business for you. If this guy is looking to buy something that is not in your area, not realistic to you, then eliminate him. He may be a distraction for you. A lot of inquiries can be a distraction. Put them aside and say, I don't have time for this. I want to focus on these people. The challenge is we don't have enough leads to generate so that we can say no to most people. You must generate enough leads, have enough phone calls, enough follow-ups, enough consultation that you can say no to people. If you are able to say no to some people and say, I don't have time to serve you, you are doing a good business. Your business is thriving because why? You just have to focus on the prioritizing. That's good business. Right? Okay, putting it all together, we're coming to the end of the session. I've got about 13 minutes left. Andy, what are some of your ahas as you go through this, as you went through a very quick session on all this? How do we convert the leads into appointments and conversion? What are some of your ahas?
All right. I'll start from the very, very basic because that was the one that had a very big impact. When some people receive inquiries and you ask them about their inquiries, then they say, oh, all the leads are bad. All the leads are bad because nobody was interested to buy. So, which is the number one thing when you opened up this conversation, which is to stop the mindset that if you get an inquiry, you're expecting somebody who's going to buy now. Okay, who's going to buy now. Now, but that does not mean that there won't be any people who can do that. It also depends on you. Now, if you're already good if you can perform this questioning, this being a consultant, if you can let them feel that, okay, I'm comfortable with you, they listen to you, and they treat you now, they perceive you now as a consultant, not as an agent, then they will be ready to listen to you. And maybe you can even encourage them to buy now. Okay. Now, but there's also there are many transactions that I've closed in the first conversation, but that is where I feel nervous, because if you close things too easily, things are going to be, there's bound to have some problems in the future because a lot of things are not clear.
That's right.
So even if you close it immediately, volunteer and ask them these questions. This is how they feel that you care about them and not just about the sale.
That's right.
See, they don't matter. That's the reason why they say it doesn't matter. How do you say that? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's right.
So yes, they bought now, but if you go through that extra mile that, oh, why is this important to you? What else do you think can make this experience better? Then you don't only have a customer, but you will have a long-term client.
That's right. That's right. And I think your point correctly is right. The beginning why I set that tone that way is because there's a huge amount of people in this industry that don't really understand that very well. They don't understand why they should be building relationships with people and journeying with people rather than just selling. And real estate is not like that. Real estate is not hard selling. It's not quick selling. It's a long cycle sales journey. And if you don't understand and you don't embrace that, maybe this industry is not for you. Right? Because you have to think about it as a consultant. And I like to put this conversation similar to the insurance agent. And I think the insurance agents does it very well because they follow training, they follow systems, they follow a model, because it's so much more difficult to sell insurance than property, if you ask me. Because insurance is totally intangible, whereas property is a tangible thing, right? I always think those guys who sell insurance, hats off. You should learn from them how they put that consultation and ask those questions. If you sit down with an insurance agent, he don't give you the product first. He tell you, you ask you where you are, how's your family, what you're looking for, blah, 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 blah. He gives you that consult. So it's the same approach. It's the same approach for real estate. It's just that we feel that people want, sometimes there's that urgency to hard sell and just push the product to them, but that's not the way it is, right? That's not the way it is. Okay, I thank you for sharing. And anyone else got any aha? There's a good aha here. Michelle are saying that discovering that they are just not difficult, but that's just their behavior. That's absolutely true, right? This is a good tool for you to quickly understand where they are and what they are, so that you can quickly change the way you communicate with them, right? Anyone else? Anyone's got any ahas, any questions that you want to pose? Please put in the chat box or feel free to unmute yourself. What are some of your ahas that you've gotten from today's session? Was today helpful? Real estate is a journey. Absolutely, yes, sir. Real estate is a journey. Long and short journey all comes together. It's a package deal. You need to figure out what the journey looks like. The goal is to give them a good journey, a good experience. You know what? If you can, make it the best experience. When you had a best experience with this person, man, you secure that person and you secure that referral from them for life. Trust me, because everyone treats people that give them good experience very well. Nobody, I mean, unless there's some people, but most people treat people well when they give them good experience. They may have a budget, but know what they can afford and be flexible. Absolutely, yes. They may set a budget, just like what Andy said, but doesn't mean they don't have more money to pay if they find something that they like. Yes, this is the secret sauce of closing transaction. Absolutely, yes. Yes, people with the highest I give most referrals. Absolutely, yes. If you work well with the high I person, I tell you, he will be your best friend forever, a BFF. A high I person is the person that calls you out for parties, calls you out for drinks, go for coffee, go and meet their friends. You want to go meet their friends because why? This high I has so many friends and they want to feel important. They want to feel that they are contributing to the group. They will start referring a lot of people to them, right? So that's good. That's a good aha. Anyone else? Anybody got any other ahas? Any other thoughts? Any other ahas? Any other thoughts that you have learned? Right. Any other last thoughts that you have about this session today?
Among the three questions about their motivation. So of course, their motivation, their timeline, and of course, the obstacles. Because this will be, the third question is, I think, very, very important because that will prepare you to close. No? Because if you already extract from them, what will be the potential things that will stop them from making a decision? You extract them from that now, and later on, when you're closing, you are already prepared for that. They may not even be able to say that because you can preempt that already. You can integrate that in your script already.
That's right.
Three powerful questions. Know their motivation because your presentation will be going around. Your pitch will be going around that interest. What they like. And then number two is the timeline. So you will know the one who gives a deadline, a timeline gets the pressure. Okay. So you know what's their deadline. And number three is prepare yourself with the possible objections by asking them what will stop them. So
Guys, write down those 3 questions and make sure that include that in your consultation.
Right. So let me just repeat those 3 questions for those people who have missed it or came late. First question, the motivation question. Why are you buying? Very simple question, guys. No need to go Harvard to learn that question. Right? Why are you buying? Number 2, how soon must you buy? Would you be looking at something around 30, 60, 90 days or more? Ask the 30, 60, 90 days to be specific so that you know, is this person a high intentional person? If you are looking at to buy or to make a decision within the next 30, 60, 90 days, then likely this person is a high intent person. Third question, like what Andy said, what's stopping you from buying? What's stopping you from buying? Right? Those are the most important questions in the first conversation you have with them. Yeah, someone said that people does not know how much you know until you know how much you care. Yes, someone got that from Andy. If you're solution focused, the third question would really help. Absolutely, yes. Someone said, if in asking question 10 is most important, the 4 non-negotiable. Yes, that's correct. What are the 10 most important things and the 4 non-negotiables inside these 10 things? Why you do that is because you're helping them to shape and understand sometimes what they want. Sometimes they don't go through this process. They don't really know what they want, right? So my last advice for everyone as we close, as Andy shared his last advice, I want to share my last advice to you all. Be that person that help people know what they want. Become that person that help people understand what they need and what they want. Then you go show them what they need, what they want, you get a sale. That's the gist of our business, guys. If you don't do these fundamental things, it doesn't matter what YouTube video you have. It doesn't matter what Instagram account you have. Because the fact of the matter is the truth is the truth. The truth is that you have to help them journey through a journey to understand what they need and give them what they want once they understand what they need. That's the fundamental of real estate transactions. The rest are just icing on the cake. The foundation is that. Because the minute you miss that, then you're not a real estate professional anymore. Because you took away the most precious and the most valuable thing that you and I can do for the clients, the fiduciary part. Because a lot of agents end up being very good functionary. They just open house, open the door, show them the house, show them the door, that's it. They don't talk more than that. And some people even don't have conversations at all, and you expect to make a lot of money from that. That's why a lot of people have perception that real estate agents do not create value. It's because it's the truth. It's the truth. The people that create a lot of value, man, you will earn that money. They will be willing to pay you the money because they felt the value was done correctly. So I highly encourage you now, you don't watch this video from the beginning, log into our YouTube channel later and watch it from the beginning again. Because you need to understand this very well. Right? This is so powerful. If you just do these few things, I promise you your business will be much better. Right. Okay, we came to the end of the hour. Andy, thank you so much for your time. Have a good meeting. You look good. You look very smart. I feel underdressed, but it's okay. I let you win this round, Andy.
I just noticed that I look like the background.
You look at the back, yes, you look at the background. There you go. Okay. So thank you everyone much. I hope everyone enjoy this session. Have a good week and let's see you all next week. Take care, guys. Bye.